Space, the final frontier. Since the beginning of the space race, nations have been rushing to tap into this limitless potential, and Africa is no exception. Leading these efforts from East Africa is Kenya, a country strategically located at the equator, making it a prime location for undertaking space endeavors. At the forefront is the Kenya Space Agency, an entity mandated to promote, coordinate, and regulate space-related activities in the country in a bid to explore possibilities beyond the skies.
By 2030, the space economy will be in the region of $1 trillion. I mean, that is why every country is going to that area, and Kenya will not be left behind.
Kenya's involvement in space activities dates back to the 1960s, when Kenya partnered with Italy to establish a satellite launching and tracking base in Malindi. Originally the San Marco Equatorial Range, the Luigi Broglio Malindi Space Center was named after its founder, Professor Luigi Broglio, an Italian aerospace engineer and space pioneer who is also known today as the father of the San Marco program.
The one on the west coast, and the one on the west coast, Malindi, you can see that the telescope will be separated more or less over this Malindi station, and this Malindi station will also acquire the telemetry data from the telescope.
This has been instrumental in positioning Kenya as a player in the global space scene.
Those who launch satellites in the Americas have to be supported by the Malindi Space Center because of how strategic we are. When there is a launch of satellites, this Malindi Space Center becomes very critical because we are along the equator, we are on the ocean, we are far east.
The center provides training programs for personnel involved in space operations, and as well as students on attachment or internship, are therefore offering educational initiative to enhance the skills and knowledge of professionals in the space industry.
The Kenya Space Agency has achieved significant milestones in Earth observation, space systems engineering, disaster risk mitigation, among others.
Kenya Space Agency has been able to establish itself as a premier institution in promotion and coordination of space-related activities in the country. The early years focused on institutional development and grounding with focus on having resource instruments, capacity building, development of the strategic plan, and other enabling policy and strategic documents necessary for operationalization of the agency.
We work with stakeholders to demonstrate use of geospatial tools, applications, and space-derived datasets to develop decision support products. Such products include in-season crop mapping, crop condition monitoring, and crop yield estimation.
And in this regards, what we're trying to do is set up what we're calling the data hub. So the data hub will have three elements. It will have the data portal, it will have a data cube, and it will also have a data knowledge hub. And the intention of that is to bring together the different data sets that are of geospatial nature and also non-geospatial that are relevant for decision support.
We are also supporting the county governments in their spatial plan, whereby the agency aim to provide a high resolution imagery to support the counties in their spatial planning.
In space systems engineering, we have developed a number of projects. Key among them is Taifa-1 satellite, which we recently launched for Earth observation. In addition to this, we have a regional project called African Development Satellite Initiative, as well as a climate camera project that is a payload to be hosted on the International Space Station.
And Kenya's Taifa-1 satellite was successfully launched this morning.
Taifa-1 separation confirmed.
One of the notable achievements is the development and launch of Kenya's satellite Taifa-1 and the construction of a ground station to provide critical data for environmental monitoring, agriculture, and urban planning.
That ground receiver is able to receive data from the satellite, the other observation satellite that we launched, but also even receive data from other satellites that would be working with other partners. That is very, very significant development.
It continues to strengthen its stand in the continent through partnerships and collaborations with international organizations, space agencies, government departments, agencies, and county government, as well as private sector stakeholders.
So we needed Kenya Space Agency as an agency, a national agency that will coordinate with many other international space agencies so that they have a collaboration, and that will allow us as Kenyans to access to that Earth observation or satellite data at affordable prices.
The Kenya Space Agency envisions a future where space technology is central to the nation's development, driving innovation, economic growth, and sustainable development. The journey has just begun, and the possibilities are as vast as space itself.